So I would like to welcome Václav Kocián with his presentation, UX of AI, not only for data analytics. Václav, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, perfect. Now it works. Thank you everyone for being here, and thanks Andy for a nice presentation. And I will actually continue with some of that which Andy started. And now let's talk about it from a little less technical perspective. Let's talk about the user experience of artificial intelligence, of using it and of developing it for not only data analytics. So let's get started. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Václav Kocián. I work here as a senior UX designer at GoodData in professional services team, which means I work with all our customers designing custom data solutions for them. And I write about stuff which interests me about UX on nexinux.com. And when I'm not designing, I basically climb on every rock from local boulders to alpine peaks. So that's more or less what I do. Current AI development, the problem, which I believe it's a bit of a wild west right now. It's moving extremely fast, and there are billions of dollars pouring into it from every direction, and it has really unprecedented interests from both consumers and enterprises. If you remember some previous hype cycles, it has typical more like closer, smaller group of people who are really into it, something like blockchain. But this AI, it got really massive interest. And if you are really following all the AI news, it seems like a future from the sci-fi books you just read about a few years ago is already here. But I would say it's only if you follow all that news. Otherwise, for most people, it's not so hot topic. Just ask your mom what excites her most from the latest AI innovations. So it's more like William Gibson wrote that it's not evenly distributed. This future, it's here, but not for everyone. And in this very fluid environment, it might be challenging for product teams and companies to focus on their users and their products rather than jumping on every new hype wave and every new thing which appears in the world of AI, every new language model. So, because speaking of users, they are in the middle of this, they should be in the end using those products, and not just the AI news following users, those innovators and early adopters on the left of the Gauss curve, but all of them. And most people, honestly, they want to do their job. They want basically reliable hammer that they can use daily in their work, and not the latest prototype from the innovation lab. So just keep that in mind, that it's still for the people. And also, generative AI, currently, it's mostly represented and controlled by chat interface. But beneath it, it's so much more. The chat interface, it's just the interface. It's just the thing on top. But unfortunately, what I sometimes see, it's that companies use very little creativity when implementing AI. They are rushing to basically slap the AI chat on top their existing product, and they can put the sticker AI powered on their website, and they are cool and they will raise a lot of money. But it's just the interface element. It's not what makes the product great for the users. So I believe that not everything should be a chat. Actually, I believe most products should not be a chat. It's not how it typically works. Because there are there are many challenges with chat interfaces. They are great for example, chatting or exchanging messages. But first of all, writing is hard, and it's well researched through, I don't know, OECD and all those researches about the literacy. It's about reading the text, but writing the text, putting ideas into words, it takes a lot of effort and knowledge, and it definitely takes more effort and knowledge than clicking just a button. So it's more difficult for the users. And also writing prompts, including all those parameters, it's even harder than just writing normal text. And as Jacob Nielsen, basically the founder of user experience, he even called it like new interface paradigm. It's about intent-based outcome specification to first of all in a prompt specify what I want as an outcome, not clicking on button after button to create that outcome. And lastly, when all is left is chat window, the app suddenly has much less affordances, much less of those visual cues that allow user to click around and to explore. And user suddenly needs to figure out through some manual, through some documentation, what he can put into that chat window. So it's less usable from this perspective. So how to approach it? How to approach UX of AI? And we have exciting challenge ahead of us because as I see it, as designers, developers, product managers, we finally, and for the first time in history, have the opportunity to actually build something on top of usable AI. Yes, there were some conversational assistants, but Siri or Alexa, they are not pretty smart. And now those chatbots suddenly understand us, which is very exciting. But we must not forget that the user is still the hero of the product, not one interface element. So we need to focus on those users, on their workflows to make them faster, better, more precise, more enjoyable. Or we can invent completely new workflows enabled by the power of AI. But still, there is those people who will be using the product, and to make those users the hero of the product, not the one interface element. Because we need to try to resist the urge to force every interaction through the chat interface, chat window. It's like looking at the world through the letterbox in the door. Yes, you can do it, but I think you would agree that you miss a lot of opportunities with it. So starting with users and their needs, and only then try to search how to fulfill those needs, how to enable them. It's other way around, not try to bend all the use cases which you currently have so they would fit into the chat window. So from this point of view, let's review several examples of, I would say, well-executed AI implementations in existing products and what we can take as inspiration from it. I will start with Miro, tool many of you probably know and many of you probably use every day. And they took what AI can do best now, and that's generating texts or working with text in general. So you can, for example, in Miro, start creating a mind map and then select one node in the mind map, and this nice contextual toolbar appears, and you can expand it with more ideas. Or if you are doing some kind of user research or user interviews and you have a lot of notes on the stickies like this, you can ask Miro to summarize them, because that's working with text. That's what AI is really good at right now. And I must say I use it quite often, and it works quite nicely. Or if you, for example, thinking about information architecture, and you would do card sorting research. Recently, I read a comparison between card sorting study of 200 people and card sorting done by ChatGPT-4, and it produced very similar results. So if you want some like preliminary validation of, for example, this information architecture, how would people structure items into groups, it's perfectly doable with AI. And the beauty of Miro is that it's in context. It's where you select things, there appears this button. And yes, there is, of course, a chat window, but it's not the hero of the story. It's not the primary thing. And similarly, it's with Grammarly. It's gray. It's a tool that checks your and, of course, mind spelling and grammar for years using machine learning. And now with the AI assistant, it helps you in with writing text, improving text quality. And again, it's very contextual. This omnipresent green button or green icon, it follows you everywhere where you write texts. So, and allows you through the chat window, but through the chat window with a lot of examples what you can do. You select the text and it will suggest what you can do with it. So you don't need to think how to spell it out in the chat window, what to want from it. Let's now move on to what Andy was also talking a little, and that's what we've done in GoodData. And first, we also focused on contextual features. So on the level, for example, of the one visualization, you can ask to produce a forecast for a future trend of the data. And it produces for selected amount of periods, including the error bars. And it's just within this visualization. Or very similarly, for example, in the scatter plot, it can cluster the dots into the selected number of buckets and color codes them. So it allows you to see the high level how those groups relates to each other. What are some patterns or relationships, by separating them into clusters. Or lastly, one more contextual feature we have in this labs environment, which is like testing environment, is this key driver analysis. So we have the tree map on the left, which has some apartment rent prices by neighborhood, and you can ask the AI to explain it. Why it's like this? What causes some metric to go up or down? In this case, for example, what causes the price to increase? And when it crunches the rest of the data which is available, it tells you that it's, in this case, like the number of rooms in those apartments. But it tells you more information behind those data. So it helps user understand the relationship and influences of different factors behind those numbers. And of course, we have a chat. So it allows you to interact with the data and dashboards, as Andy tell you already, making it more accessible, for example, for less technical users to get some quick business insights, explain complex visualizations, or generate charts and metrics. And I allow myself to summarize in this presentation into these few arrows that the generative AI chatbot comes with great challenge of trust, because how can you trust the numbers produced by AI? Exactly, it's just creating next most likely token. So it's sourcing the business data. It's completely different sport. It's not making them up. So this chatbot, it uses the prompt not to get the data directly, but rather to construct a metric or a tool to retrieve the exact number and only then present it to the user. So it explains the data to the user and not making them up. So yeah, I would summarize it that we are living in a very exciting age of unprecedented AI development. And I would like to emphasize not to forget about the users, because they are in the end the ones who will be using the product. So make them the heroes of your product, and adding a chat interface on top alone won't cut it, really. Try to think beyond the chat window. Thank you. So if you have any questions, you can ask them now or later. There is one. How do you decide? Well, I need to think how it was decided. I wasn't at the center of those decisions, but I think we just went through basically where it made sense and where the AI would bring this more advantage, more where it could enhance the tool. I'm not sure if I answered it correctly. Okay. Do you have any idea on adding a new way of working with AI in your app? Not only the chatbot, but something more contextual and interactive. I would say it depends, and mainly basically go to application, think what it can do now, and just try something, figure it out, what can be improved, what specific tasks can be improved by AI, build a quick prototype and test it. That's what I can suggest. Go out and recruit 5 people on user interviews or a company and test it with people. That's the only sure way how to tell which will work and what not. Yeah, I might add to that question that I read some reports about testing more like from user UX perspective, testing the websites like heuristic analytics, and that's not very well performed right now by AI because it cannot comprehend such a big context for now. And about the usability, it's a strict checklist. And this strict checklist can be tested with strict algorithm, let's say, to produce a score. It's not such a creative task for LLM.
Thank you for your questions. I can see that there are more in Slido. We will answer these, but let's have a break, and we will answer these in the end of all presentations.
Thank you.